Hit. Welcome to another episode of Here's the Thing. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I am your host, Jacqueline House. And on Here's the Thing, I like to talk about consumer related topics that I hope you will find educating, empowering, and that you're enlightened after our chats with our special guests. So before we get started, I do want to send all my love to the parents out there as you are sending your kiddos back to school. Raymond and I actually have two children that are college bound. And so we are sending them off to school. And then we have a budding seventh grader. So kind of like our last kind of ditch effort to do a family trip with all five of us. We went to DC for the 4th of July, which was really, really fun. My parents also came. So these are just pictures from there. But I want to focus on this picture right here. These are all of, this is the family, house family of five. And I also want to say that I'm the shortest person in the household, which is fine because when I married Raymond House those years ago, I knew what my future would be in that all my children would tower over me. But just sending love to all the parents out there because I know that it is so tough to think about your kiddos growing up, especially if they're, heading off to college or if they're hitting high school or going to middle school, or even if they're going to kindergarten. It is so hard. So parents out there, if you are struggling, know that you are not alone, but also know that you have raised your kiddos to your best ability. And so they're going to be fine because, you raised them. And now I just need to take my own advice with that. It's easier said than done for sure. Okay, so on today's show, I'm bringing in our web wizard. Kyler is joining me today. What's up, Kyler? Welcome to Here's the Thing.
Well, thank you for having me, Jackie.
Sorry, see, I always mute my people. Sorry, Kyler. Okay, welcome to Here's the Thing.
Hi. Hi, Jackie.
Hi. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
If you visit, and we hope that you are visiting our KNWA Fox 24 website, because here is the face of a lot of our web articles. It's Kyler. So listen, if something's wrong, do not message me. Kyler is your guy. This is really why I wanted to have him on today, so people can be like, now I know.
That's why I'm the chaos coordinator in the newsroom.
The chaos coordinator in the newsroom. Yes, absolutely. Kyler, we're going to talk about a couple of things. Two, I know you're really excited about, which is opening of Five Below locally and Daiso. So we are going to get to those here in a second. But first, want to get your thoughts on this story that we are about to talk about. I know a lot of people may be familiar with Buy Now, Pay Later. It's essentially kind of like you pay for a service, but you don't necessarily have to pay it right now. Maybe you pay in installments. Great way for people, especially kind of if you're watching your money, to kind of get the things that you really want, but not have to dish all the cash out right now. So Kyler, the first story we're going to chat about, first it was groceries, right? People were using groceries to kind of do this as well. Now it's lip filler and Taylor Swift tickets. According to New Bank of America report, Buy Now, Pay Later uses had surged over the past year, with millions of young Americans, they're spending, spreading their payments out, even for splurges like Botox and cosmetic surgery. Companies like Affirm and Klarna are handling loans up to $20,000 with interest rates as high as 36%. Kyler, what are your thoughts here?
That's insane.
But listen, let's just use Taylor Swift as an example, and even Beyonce. It all leads back to Beyonce. With
it always does.
It's expensive, Kyler. These concert tickets in the hundreds, if not thousands, even, for cosmetic surgery. Also, that gets into the, the thousands, especially, like some people do like to use the cosmetic surgery for like medical reasons. Like maybe you're getting a little Botox because you're having migraines or whatever it is. Even if you want to do it just because you want to feel good, it is expensive. But I don't know. I do kind of like this because I feel like it evens the playing field for things like this to where it does make it accessible for everybody to take part.
Yeah, I think the exact same thing. Like I was thinking about it even like when it comes to, the Taylor Swift tickets and stuff, that like people are probably doing the same thing with, football tickets. They're doing it, with like all kinds of stuff right now. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, just, hey, you want to go to a Thunder game or something like that? Or you want to go to like a Razorback game? Like
You would
get
use
the good seats.
you would use athletics, Kyler, because I know you're a huge sports fan. And then
Yes.
bring your mic a little closer so
There we
people
go.
can hear you. There
we
go.
go.
There
We want to make sure everybody can
is.
hear me in everywhere.
All across Northwest Arkansas or wherever you are listening to us right now.
We're
I'm
everywhere.
trying to find
We're everywhere.
content for our next story, Kyler, because I know you're really excited about this store opening up. We're talking about Daiso. Is it DAISO?
Yes, DAISO.
Okay, so in case you didn't know out there, Daiso and Five Below are both coming to Northwest Arkansas. This is right up Kyler's alley. He is so
Yes,
excited. We've actually been
yes.
talking about the Five Below specifically for quite some time. Let's start with Daiso. I'm going to bring up their Instagram, Kyler, and then tell the people what is this store and why is so much excitement about it?
Well, so Daiso, I like to think of it as basically it's a Japanese dollar store. Like it's a kind of just a value type thing, but they've got all kinds of Japanese brands and stuff. I like to go there for the candy because they have all the high chews and stuff there. But they have all the different kinds of like office supplies. They've got housewares. They've got all kinds of stuff. Like and all of it is, I want to say all of it's like under $10. So it's not like a Dollar Tree type thing where like, because Dollar Tree's selling stuff for like $15 now. But it's basically just like a Japanese dollar store. I could spend hours in there, honestly. I literally could. I can get lost in a Daiso. I've been to the ones in Dallas.
Okay.
They have a few of them in Dallas. They just opened one up in Edmond, just outside of Oklahoma City a couple months ago. So I just went there a few weeks ago. And my parents had to escort me out because they had enough.
No.
So,
Kyler.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, I may or may not have spent like $30 on high chews in there.
Oh, first of all, yes to high chews.
Yes.
Yes to high
You
chews.
got me hooked on the high chews, by the way.
Yes, the
With
high chews.
The candy box on your desk.
So good.
You got me addicted to the high chews.
I've given everybody a
So-
break right now, but Halloween is approaching. So from Halloween usually through like Easter,
Valentine's
I
Day,
keep candy
yes.
on my desk. Kyler, when
That's
is this
my weak
Daiso
spot.
supposed to open here?
It's supposed to open this weekend.
Okay.
I believe the 9th is the first
Oh,
day
okay,
of it.
okay.
So it's right there by the Office Depot on College Avenue.
Okay.
And the Hobby Lobby's over there, the Plato's Closet.
Okay, so if you're heading that way this weekend, maybe go early. I imagine that
Yes.
this is going to be packed, Kyler.
Oh yeah. Well, if it's anything like the Five Below in Fort Smith, it's going to be packed for a while.
Yeah. Okay, tell us about Five Below as well. I don't think I've actually ever been to a Five Below, Kyler.
We had one I went to Tech, Arkansas Tech in Russellville. So I spent many a day at a Five Below because that was the closest one that we had to Fort Smith, where I'm from. That's like the college place to go. Like they have all the candy, they've got all the cheap stuff. Like obviously that was before they had the 10, 15 below section or whatever it is that they've got now. But yeah, we just got it in Fort Smith back at like the middle of July.
Okay.
And it was jam packed. I went the Sunday after it opened. You couldn't move. It had to have been like a fire hazard or something because there was not enough room in there for everybody in there. I ended up not buying anything because I couldn't get to the register.
I'm bringing up their Instagram right now just so you guys, as you're viewing, can kind of see. I mean, Five Below, Daiso, kind of in the same vein a little bit, Kyler.
Yeah, I call Daiso actually kind of like a Japanese Five Below in a way.
Okay.
It's similar things. Obviously, Daiso's got kind of the Japanese flair to it.
Yeah.
Not everything is in English on the Daiso stuff, but when it comes to like food and stuff, they have to put English on there somewhere because that's now national law to do that.
So one open in Fort Smith right now, and then RIP Party City. We have one in Rogers. I know the one in Fayetteville is actually still open. But if you know where the Party City was in Rogers, over there kind of by like where Old Navy is, separated from the
Pinnacle.
mall. Yes, it's going in the old Party City. The signage is actually already up, Kyler. I almost texted you the other day thinking that it was open, but it wasn't. But I'll keep an eye out for you.
I did see because we get a lot of stuff from our National Wire, a lot of stories.
Yeah.
And Party City was like selling all of their like lots and stuff. Obviously not the Fayetteville one because the Fayetteville one's privately owned,
Right.
if I remember correctly. But we got a little sneak peek, and we
Oh,
saw
okay.
that was where the Five Below was going. So
Nice.
that was
Okay.
that was a great day to see that, because I know that I'm excited to have one up here as well.
Yeah.
Once it finally opens.
Well, make sure you stay connected to our canwa.com, fox24news.tv, our website, because Kyler and the rest of the web team will keep us updated as both Daiso and Five Below open. Also, if we do a story and you hear someone screaming in the background from Daiso or Five Below, it's Kyler. Don't worry about it. He's
it's definitely
fine.
me.
It's just the excitement.
Yes. Yes.
Kyler.
R.I.P. to my wallet.
Oh, well, that's why you have to work.
That's why they're value stores.
Oh.
That's why they're cheap.
Also, bring me high chews.
Gladly.
'Kay.
Gladly will.
All right,
Gladly
Kyler,
will.
thanks so much for joining me on Here's the Thing. We'll be right back with my next guest. You are free, my friend.
How did that go?
You did good. Now you have to do a story. Kyler live from Daiso and Five Below.
It just hit me. You're leaving next week to drop off the two oldest ones.
Leaving actually this weekend. Ray J goes this weekend. He's got to go back for. That's right. Boop. All right. I spelled it right. Okay. Now I need to do this. Like day. No, I just need to do live. Okay.
Oh, will we be able to get a picture together outside?
Yeah.
Need to tell my people I'm with the famous people now.
And then I'm going to do or queue up this Sexton's video, but it'll be muted just as we're chatting.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Oh, you should tell me. I would have sent you.
I meant to and forgot. I totally meant to and totally forgot.
You got a couple seconds. I can send. How are you showing it?
On YouTube, on like a prod. But it just gets tricky trying to get it to the right spot from in here. Like I'd have to go back out.
Oh, okay.
But it's I'm showing it on YouTube.
Okay, I was gonna send you season 2.
Oh, let's save for Friday.
Okay, say less.
All right. Oh, were you talking to the mic? Let me hear you.
Yes. Mic check 1 2. I hear
Perfect.
myself.
Yes, and get real up and close and personal.
Real up close and personal.
All right. Let's do the things.
Yes.
All right, welcome back to Here's the Thing. My next guest is a very dear friend of mine working overtime to create films here in Northwest Arkansas. He actually recently just completed the Colbert documentary All Students Can Learn. He's premiered it locally, including the Bentonville Film Festival. I'm like a proud mama over here, y'all. This young man is just doing big things here in Northwest Arkansas, and I'm just happy to know him. That I'm just happy that he counts me as a friend, and we could chill, we can hang together. Mike Day Vision is here. Welcome to Here's the Thing.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. This is hands down going to be my favorite interview. I'm excited.
Well, it's always a pleasure to hang with you and just really like pick your brain and just kind of hear creatively like what you're working on and how you get things from here to the screen, that we've seen. If you have not seen the Colbert doc, it is amazing. It is about, of course, famous local educator, Dr. John L. Colbert, and really his story. He came from small town Arkansas, first Black superintendent here in Northwest Arkansas. He's retired now, but if you know Dr. Colbert, he is always busy. He's doing all the things. He's very active in our church. He's active in his fraternity. He works with Special Olympics. He is very involved in the MLK committee with the Dream Keepers. So he's doing a lot of the things. So that film, Mike, people were able to see that and just give it all the extra love that it really needed at Bentonville Film Festival. How was that for you?
So that was very actually overwhelming. So even if we take it back to the personal side, I have a 9-to-5, right? And so managing that and managing the week of Bentonville Film Festival, it was just a lot, right? But thanks to thanks to Third House, thanks to the Day Trial, thanks to Iffy, it was very just a celebratory moment, you know? Like words can't describe it, and it's one of those feelings that I think every filmmaker will want, especially Bentonville Film Festival being in our backyard. So for us to be celebrated in that magnitude, to share the screen with the Paris 3 and an almost sold out, I would say sold out venue, during lunchtime.
Right.
Like you just add all those things in and it's like, oh man. And then all that press coverage that came with it, it was overwhelming, but it was one of those things that I think every filmmaker will want to experience.
Yeah. Let's take it back a little bit, Mike. You've been making films for how long now?
Oh man, I guess officially been making music videos since 2014, but officially called myself a filmmaker like around 2018, 2019.
Yeah. I know you're actively engaged in the filmmaker community here in Northwest Arkansas. I know you probably get this question all the time. One thing that we want to talk about today is you have a web series called The Sextons, and go check that out. That's actually full season 1 on YouTube now. Yes. You'll get a little bit of a tease of season 2, but you'll have to tune into KNWA today and Fox 24 on Friday morning to see that, because Mike's going to come back in studio. Mike, let us know, what is The Sextons? What is that about?
Yeah, so The Sextons is taking it from a marriage perspective and seeing what sex looks like after postpartum depression for women and parental depression in men. And so in season 1, we kind of hit it hard. We kind of hit the hard topics about community, about conversations, about trying to have sex again, about having that full-blown argument to even finding out that, someone passes out, because of their because of what they have, postpartum depression. And so this come around, as we get into season 2, we wanted to make sure we kept that conversation going, but we wanted to make it much more funnier, especially as we're talking about using Black voices. I think we're still in an era where, a lot of Black film that is critically acclaimed will often be a documentary type of feel, or you're talking power, or you're talking something that is very dramatic. And so I think very intentionally, I wanted to make it funny, just so we can all just sit back and laugh and relate to the human experience of having a child.
Yeah. You have this idea, right?
Yeah.
And you say, okay, I got this idea. Did you also write this web series as well?
Yeah. So wrote season 1 completely, wrote season 2 completely. Season 1 was loosely based on me and Iffy's first time around as being parents.
Okay.
And so, 6 years later, we got someone who's starting kindergarten, and it's
Yes.
just like, oh
They
my
try a party
gosh,
of 5.
yes. And so now, like, as we, even as we get into season 2, now parenthood has become really funny to us. Like, and we take it seriously, but there are a lot of moments where we just sit back and laugh at
Yeah.
our kids, laugh with our kids, and laugh at ourselves and the rules that we try to give in the house. So
Yeah. One thing I thought interesting about a web series is you've actually seen a lot of people like Issa Rae, for example, take their web series and really gain popularity from that. She had, was it
yeah,
Awkward Black Girl?
awkward black girl.
And then she had Insecure, which was huge, 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 huge. Do you feel like web series are becoming more popular?
Absolutely. So I think to your point, Issa Rae, she set the blueprint right there, and it almost becomes a new proof of concept, if you will. So for those who don't know, in film, what typically happens is short films are usually those things that are proof of concepts that will lead to distribution opportunities to turn into a feature film. Well, I think with web series, it's the same thing. You go from this online community to maybe a ABC or a HBO or whatever have you. And so, that's definitely like one of the things that I took notice, especially when we started season 1 about 3 years ago, that web series are becoming more and more popular. And then we also got to think about how much are people willing to take in at a time. And so typically if you're on your phone, you're typically taking no more than 15 to 30 minutes worth of your screen time, and then you're going on to something else. And so we made note when creating this series that we wanted people to get to the point, and then you can go about your day. And then if you can't get enough of it, you can always go back and watch it.
Yeah. What does it take to do this web series? I mean, just maybe, I don't know if I know it'd be different for everybody, right? For you in this process, right? What were
Yeah.
kind of like the key things that you wanted to focus on? And maybe as far as like, okay, filming,
Yeah.
who you wanted to be involved, and then maybe
Yeah.
like how long you wanted this to be, because to your point, proof of concept, let me see how much interest I have in this to decide like how much more I then can and should put into it.
100%. So I will say this: when we did season 1, that was supposed to be a limited series. It was supposed to be a one-off, and then we got to episode 5, and when we premiered it, all the comments was like, "Okay, what's next? Like,
Yeah.
where's season 2? When is season 2?" And it was like, "Oh, okay." Like, all right. So now we gotta huddle. We gotta huddle back up, and so it took a lot of actors and people behind the scenes who dedicated their time, free time at that, to make sure that this product takes off. And it's sort of what we did in season 2. We brought back most of the core group.
Okay.
Most of the core cast and crew members. We added a couple people. We added a few extras, and then what ends up happening is, the Cobra documentary happens, and I learned a lot of things on how to take this thing not more seriously, but just more to the next level. And so what I end up doing is we get a grant. And so I actually use some of that grant money to invest back into, some of the core people who invested in season 1. And then from there, ask a conversation about, well, how can we get season 2 off the ground? And what ended up happening between season 1 and season 2 was like, that's when Dayvision was officially born. And now we officially have like Dayvision members. I don't want to say too many names because I know I'm gonna leave somebody out, but getting those core group of people to agree and saying, hey, let's keep this going. And then once that's done, I'm able to reinvest back in my people, because other people have other film ideas and we need to get that accomplished. And that creates the bigger mission to create Black film specifically in Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah. Let's take a quick break. More Mike Day when we come back with Here's the Thing. Back with more Here's the Thing. Mike Day, filmmaker, director with Day Vision, joining me today. So in case you're just joining us, Mike and I got into the conversation about his web series, The Sextons. Also got a little bit of a background on the Colbert doc, which, how can people see that right now, Mike?
Yeah. So the Colbert doc, we're still in our film festival run. We actually go to Fort Smith this weekend.
Okay.
And so I'm expecting to come back home with something.
Okay.
So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed on that.
Meet Day Vision in Fort Smith.
Yeah. Meet Day Vision in Fort Smith. And then in terms of the Sextons, season 1 is available on FPTV and YouTube. So you have multiple ways to watch that. And then season 2, I'm not going to give away the date, but it will happen shortly after
soon.
Yes, it will happen after the August 16th screening at Theater Square, which
Okay.
is sold out, by the way. So
nice. Okay, that's a good problem to have.
yes, a great problem.
Yeah. You talk about proof of concept earlier, when you're trying to gauge, like, is this something I should continue with? As people are looking maybe to even establish maybe their own web series, Mike, or just short films, where do you start?
That's a great question. My answer changes every time someone asks me this question. And today's answer would be if you yourself as the filmmaker, if you're interested in it, go ahead and make it. Because that means at least one person in this world cares about the topic that you have. And so whether it be postpartum depression, whether it be about the internal struggles of oneself, like just make the film, make the product, and watch people come to you, So I think that's my answer today.
What was your catalyst to go ahead and say, because I imagine these ideas of yours were like brewing for quite some time. What was the catalyst for you to say, make the documentary, make the web series?
Okay, so I think you've known me for well over a decade now, and just collaborating with your husband, collaborating with Third House, we always go back and forth on these ideas. So a lot of people, my filmmaking started from me being a hip hop artist and wanting to make meaningful videos as opposed to some of the things that I was seeing on the internet. And so, one day, I'll never forget, Third House was like, okay, so when are we going to pick up on these ideas of doing documentaries and stuff? And that's where Bob Act the Block, my second album, that's where that came from. And that turned into a documentary. And once we realized how, I don't want to say easy, but once we realized the necessary tools were accessible, it was gone. We were gone from there. And that's where focus came into play. That's where the Black Vote and the winner is. All units, the Sextons, the Colbert documentary, we have just been slowly building this thing up together. And so it really takes just that confidence. But then to me, it also takes like that second person, whether it be my wife, whether it be Third House, whether it be whoever, saying, hey, when are we going to do this? And then, the sky's the limit from there.
Yeah. One thing that I've learned hanging around Raymond House, and, as much as you give him credit, he gives that back to you, because I've noticed him, he just absorbs so much like documentary. Like, we will be like in our room and he's just like scrolling, watching web series, different ones, like getting concepts and ideas. And he kind of provided a formula, and I wanted to see if you feel like that formula matches kind of what you're doing right now. Okay. So to cut down on costs, Raymond says location is key. So find a place that you can maybe do it for free and then don't move.
Yes.
Like if you can find a location and you don't move and you can make that one location look like something completely different, that's key, especially like if you're just starting out, right?
Yes.
And then he also said, keep your cast small.
Yes.
That's something else that's helpful. Talk about those two in particular, just like location and then keeping your cast small, and why that's kind of like a really good formula maybe to kind of start off with.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh. So, yes. So I will say this, from Focus to the Sextons, I have literally like went backwards. So I used to have that mindset of like, oh man, we need multiple locations. We need, multiple scenes to go different places. And like, again, hanging out with Third House, it's like, well, no, we can simplify it. And so, that turned into the Black Boat, where there was literally only one scene, one couch, one camera, especially during COVID. And then when we got back to In the Winter we took that same mentality, and we were now in one house, but we went from the living room to the kitchen back to the living room to spice it up. And then even the Sextons, for the most part, it was just my house.
Yeah.
And then we had that one scene where we went out into the community, the barbershop, to spread awareness on Black communities. That was the whole intention. And so location, yes. And then that small cast, I think, is so critical. And then you need to be aligned with your cast and crew on how payment is going to happen. So, Dayvision doesn't make any money from his projects, but we're working on that, right? And so until then, I've come up with a deal for my main cast that what I tend to do is create demo reels for them so that they can go shop for themselves, as opposed to me just hogging all this footage. And so that's just something I think all filmmakers need to keep in mind when getting ready to start that first project.
Yeah, because, starting out filmmaking, I mean, it is not, what do they say? It's not a sprint.
No, it's not.
You know what I mean? Like patience.
Yeah.
Right? And consistency, right? Because, if you want to be great at anything, you just have to, keep doing it.
Yeah. And I would say this, embrace the mess ups. Like the mess ups are like, to me, are so important, because then you realize like, okay, like that didn't work this season. Let's try something else. And the more things you try, the less you are imitating a Spike Lee, a John Singleton, a Ava, and then you're really becoming Mike Day. And that's how I see it.
Okay. I want to bring up your YouTube. Here it is right here. Dayvision on YouTube. You can see different playlists right here. The short films, that does include the Black Focus, and the winner is All Units. You mentioned those. And then if you want to catch up on the Sextons, especially before season 2 comes out, you can do that right here on YouTube as well. Mike, what about social media?
Yeah, so social media, the biggest one is YouTube. So at Dayvision Films. We also got Facebook. We have Instagram, Dayvision Films. And then if you want to get at me personally, it's Michael W.J. Day on all social media platforms.
You will need to consult Miss.
Oh yeah, you got to consult. You got to consult with the missus.
Top PR person in Northwest Arkansas. She does not play. So, he's got people go through his people to get to him. Okay. So the Sextons. I mean, I know you. I know something else is brewing. A tease on something else you may be working on.
Yeah, I'll say this. In doing this film stuff, it has re-inspired my writing for making music, and so I am working on an album concept that will feature all my elements. So it will feature the music, it will feature a documentary, and then I'm trying to secure a location for this short film concept that we have. Okay. And what we're gonna do, I think we're just gonna give people the best of both worlds. So
I see.
Yeah, it will be. Me and Third House, we're about to get to work as soon as we get done doing the church play. We will be getting to work and finishing this album. So,
which totally makes sense, because he and I had a conversation about venues that you and I can continue offline. But now that you say that, that totally makes sense why he and I had this conversation. Okay. Again, if you want to get a sneak peek of season 2 of the Sextons, you will have to tune in to KNWA Today and Fox 24 on Friday morning to get a sneak peek of that, and maybe to hear the dates on when season 2 will be available. Mike Day, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Love you, my friend.
Love you more.
All right. Download our 479 First streaming channel. That's how you can see our digital exclusive content like Here's the Thing. It is available on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thanks for joining us for Here's the Thing. We'll see you next Wednesday. TTFN. Ta-ta for now. is it.
Oh, that was perfect.